Hello and welcome to another episode of Somewhere Between Wise Boys and Weekly Crack, Crack with a K. Episode 3, previously known as Weekly Crack, also previously known as Wise Boys. And this week, our guest is Parth Dwivedi. I'll let him introduce himself.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Is that all part of the title, by the way?
Yeah, that's one title.
Nice. This week, our guest is Parth Dwivedi. Having the title there. That's nice. So, hey, guys, I'm Parth. I'm a third year CSE student, like the previous two guests. I'm not apart from the crowd as such, but that's about me. I guess we'll get to know more as we
go along. Yes.
Yeah, as we go along. As we go through the...
I want to maintain an air of mystery around me.
Right.
It's like seducing the audience. Come and watch this podcast.
Parth, what are you wearing?
Oh, I forgot the audience can't see it.
Yeah. That's a shame. This is where the audio medium fails.
Yeah. So for those of you at home, just imagine me in a sultry green dress. So it's like
so silky.
You want me so bad right now.
Yeah.
So tell us about your early education and your school life and everything. How you find IT Bombay different than your school life? Something you have fun about.
Far too many questions there.
You have to answer each and every one of them.
Yeah.
In sequence.
Yeah.
In that order.
We have a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's beginning to sound like an MA test. Answer all the questions in the sequence. The answer for each must begin on a new page.
And make sure you scan your sheets properly.
Right. So so I was born in Rajasthan. The majority of my schooling it took place in UP in Allahabad. It's now Prayagraj. So I was there till class 8th. So it was a fun time. So of course, till from prep till class 8, naturally we formed a bond with the city.
Right.
And then in 9th and 10th, I moved to Bareilly, which is where my grandparents used to reside. My maternal grandparents. And
Really? That's in UP too?
Yeah, that's in UP as well. Many people confuse it with dry Bareilly, but that's different.
Really? This is the first time I'm in the city. Paint a picture. Is it same like Varanasi, a river flowing?
No.
The Hindu sages beside the river washing their clothes.
Why are we connecting Varanasi
With Bareilly, yeah.
Well, because it's in UP. It's my...
Not everything in UP is Varanasi, bro.
It's always has that Hindu air.
Hindu air in Bareilly. I mean, there was a temple near where I live, but not.
Paint this picture. Was it really urban or rural?
It was kind of in the middle. It was like less urbanized than Allahabad, but still, it was urban enough that you could find Domino's whenever you needed it.
That's nice.
Right. So I think
Domino's 30 kilometers away in Allahabad or in
Domino's home delivery, GeoFiber is there. I get better speed over there than I do at IIT Bombay. Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's not
Okay.
that's not true.
Just want to say Parth there was trying to, muddy the name of IIT Bombay.
No, I was trying to say uplift the name of Bareilly, Yeah, so about Bareilly, it's kind of like exactly between like a small township and a urban city, and I've always found those to be the best kind of places to be at. In fact, where I lived in Bareilly, it was more towards the outskirts of the city, and it was kind of a railway colony, and there were trees all around, so it was kind of
railway
like
colony.
a railway colony, yeah. And the thing is, over there, the railway officers, they were from the olden times, from the days of the English. So they had these huge ass homes with huge ass ceilings. And basically the ceilings were really big just to keep the house cool, because they didn't used to have, let's say, air conditioners back then.
Right.
Right. So, that was pretty nice. And
So it's one of those towns where it's adjacent to the expressway where people just come there to eat at a restaurant and go.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. It sounds a lot like Hyderabad, except for the whole, where I live in Hyderabad, except for the whole trains thing.
The whole trains thing.
Yeah, the railway colony.
Right.
A railway colony, you mean all the railway pensioners come and live there? Is that what
No, the railway employees who are currently
railway
working.
employees?
Yeah.
Right.
So they have a common place to
They have a common place.
to retire and
No, not retired. These are employees that are actually employed. So,
Oh, okay. So the guys
it's only for the tenure of while you're working.
Right. So the guys who go around screaming, "Samosa le lo, samosa le lo." You live with those guys.
Well, I can tell you, we didn't have any shortage of samosas in Bareilly. So,
And what's dry bareli? You mentioned that earlier. Dry bareli.
Rai Bareilly.
Dry bareli.
Rai Bareilly. Yeah. So basically, it's near Allahabad only, and just because the name sounds similar, people assume that they're basically the same place. They're really not.
Oh, okay.
Rai Bareilly is different. Bareilly is different. Rai Bareilly is where they make coaches or something like that. I remember.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, all this is coming because my father's in the railways. I'm just not. I'm not a railway aficionado or something.
Right.
So yeah.
I always thought coaches were just people who weren't good enough at the sport, and then I thought they were actually manufactured in Raipur.
Nice. So that was about Bareilly, and then I spent 11th and 12th in Kota.
Right. So 11th was where you started your JEE preparation?
Yes. Explicitly, that's where I started. Before that, it was just more like Olympiads, just self-preparation. My father used to help me.
Right.
So actually, my father's from IIT as well, so he wanted to keep me like away from the IIT Wali race little bit.
But still, you did go to.
Yeah. Because again, ever since I was a child, my father, he went to an IIT, and I saw that he's doing pretty well in life. My what do you call it? My mama, my uncle, he also went to an IIT, and he's doing pretty well in life. He's in Austria right now. My mother is doing pretty well in life, but she did not go to an IIT. She wishes she could be from an IIT. So I thought maybe her life could have been even better.
Right.
So
Better than
Right. That's his mother you're
better than a
talking
homemaker.
about.
Hey, that's my mother you're talking. So ever since a young age, I always thought the way to get quote unquote successful at life was to get into IIT, and now I'm realizing there are a lot more avenues to success.
Could you list some of those avenues just for the sake of discussion?
For being successful in
yes,
life?
other than IIT Bombay. This is a natural flow of conversation.
So naturally asking, how does one become successful in life?
Yeah.
Right. So again, success depends a lot upon the person itself. So what counts as success for you? Especially, I still haven't figured out exactly what counts as success for me. For now, right now, I guess it would be just I guess earn a lot, have enough money, and then I'll see where it goes from there. I mean, I'm still figuring stuff out.
Money has to be one of the basic qualifiers of success.
Yeah,
for most of us.
Yeah, exactly.
What you want to do? Is do you want to go around discussing what success is for all of us? Seems like one of those.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That works. What about you, Ashwin?
Success for me is like eating a mango.
I want to see where this.
I can just imagine Katrina Kaif coming in with that slice.
That's exactly where it's going.
Okay.
No, it's not. See, imagine success as a mango. You try to, dig through a delicious fruit only to reach a hard seed. But from that seed, you sow another mango tree which gives out more mangoes.
Wow.
That's it. I did reach the end. That was a really clever thing.
Right.
So yeah, it's like so the fruity part.
The fruity part
is the hard work, and that seed
is not hard.
The goal of that hard work. You reap the benefits. Yeah, it's nothing like a pomegranate, but it's something like a mango.
I think that analogy has a nice implication that you're supposed to enjoy the hard work as well, because you enjoy the fruity part.
Right.
So
the fruity part is the hard work.
Yeah. So even though it's called hard work, you're actually supposed to enjoy it, and that's when you're actually cycling towards success.
The more hard you work, the more delicious fruity flesh that you can have. But at the end,
the harder
it's all
you
the
are,
same. It's all the same. It's just the hard seed that you get at the end.
Right.
So the goal doesn't matter. The journey matters.
I see.
Wow.
So basically, the harder you are, the more you enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like there's another area where that analogy could be applied. Doesn't come to mind. Yeah.
So Hardik, what's success like for you?
I think from the past few days, I've been thinking that success would involve something to do with obviously money, but also something to do with me having control over how much, in what way I spend my time. Like I shouldn't be forced to spend my time doing things that I'm not into after a certain point in my life, at least.
I see.
I got this idea today where I was attending a peer grading session conducted by a prof who shall remain unnamed.
Oh, is this the Supra?
Like I said, remain unnamed. And I was like, I don't want to do this. This is stupid. And the TA was giving us some reasons as to why this is better than the official process. No, it's not.
Yeah,
You
no,
just
it's
don't
a
want to do this. He said that different students grading you is going to be more fair than one TA grading you over a time curve, because we'll get more groggy as the grading process goes along. I'm like, you don't know how groggy we are right now, even before this has started. So yeah,
That's
yeah, something to do with how I can spend my time.
So
Me having the complete freedom over how I spend my time.
I see.
Yeah.
So money, and money is basically an enabler for that, right? Money enables you to spend your
Yeah.
time however you
If I'm
want.
not, short for money, pressed
Right,
for money
right.
or something.
If you had enough time, what are the things that you would like to spend your time on?
A lot of art and literature, probably.
A lot of art and literature.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't get enough reading done. as much as I'd like
right,
to.
right. Art as in you mean the drawing or painting art or
Well,
some-
writing.
writing?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
But yeah, sketching also. I like sketching too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Animation. I was really into animation for a while.
Oh, you do know they have an animation course in IDC.
Yeah, I've considered it. But so far, IIT Bombay's reputation has been that if you like something and you end up taking a course in it, you will hate that thing by the end of that course. So I'm trying to keep that separate. Yeah.
Nice.
So, what are your other hobbies?
Actually, before we move on to that, you could you also state a little bit more about what you think success is for you, like other than the mango and the seed part? Like,
Yeah.
What do you?
I guess it's your podcast and you're asking the question.
Actually,
Well, generally, yeah.
he was only my third choice of a co-host. You don't have to worry about anything.
So this is just an audition for him.
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, success. I think I do agree with Hardik. I don't see money. I only see money as an enabler,
Okay.
and I'm not behind money. I do want to see myself in the lifestyle that people around the world display, who live that lifestyle and see what that's like. But I don't want to live in that posh lifestyle forever. I want to enjoy different things and have sufficient money, enough money to be able to do that.
Okay.
And I should be able to enjoy my work. I don't want to be paid much for it, but I should be able to enjoy it.
Right.
Enjoy your work. Okay.
And I think at the end, when I look back, it shouldn't feel like I've wasted so years in trying to do something. It should be like, yes, all of this time I was in the present and I did enjoy everything.
Oh, that's actually pretty nice. That's a nice quote to have.
Yeah, there's a very nice quote related to this that Swam recently told me by some mathematician. I forget the name. We'll add it in the description.
Yeah.
But yeah, the quote was something like, it's very hard to work on something that you don't think about in the shower.
It's very hard to work on something that you don't think about in the shower.
Yeah, so the implication of that is it's very hard to work on something that you don't think about all the time.
So you have to be obsessed with it.
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah.
I see.
But by that quote's logic, all 13-year-olds can work for us. Self-excitation.
But something you don't think about in the shower. Well, I can tell you what I do think about in the shower.
Yeah.
No, Parth, no. Tell me specifically. In great details, please.
Wait, I'll hand over this book.
Things I think about in the shower, okay.
No, that's a joke. We're not actually going down that line of inquiry. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about what brand of shampoo to use. Oh, sad.
I actually went down this discussion what brand of soap to use, because whatever brand I buy, it runs out far too quickly. I was initially into that.
You were initially into the soap running too quickly? Oh, yeah.
Get dissolved.
Sometimes just keep the water running and keep playing the soap under it. Oh, my God.
No, I was into the Chandra soap.
The Chandra soap?
Sandalwood soap, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that used to run for like 2 months and I used to smell great after that. But then they stopped keeping it in the H5 shop. I don't know what happened.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's been the greatest loss this semester for me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't believe in soup. I use a really hard scrub and just rub that all over my body, and it's like you remove a section of the cells, the upper layer, and it's just a new layer every time you scrub.
I love how you're like, I don't believe in soap.
Like this.
It's a propaganda.
Soap is a propaganda.
The
It's just like
globalists,
COVID
just
and
all
masks.
chemicals. It's like a new whole person every time.
Yeah.
Just- I believe the body is a cloth, and you have to remove
Body
that
is a cloth.
every day. Yeah.
So you rub it just really hard, it gets red, and then you're like a whole new person.
They just get new cells.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Just get new cells.
Yeah, that's what
Viewers are advised not to try any of this at home. Ashwin's views on his own and not affiliated with the podcast in any way.
I can just imagine just like thousands of people just going in there and trying Ashwin. 13-year-olds telling their mother.
and you cannot become white by doing that. You cannot become more fair.
Trust me, Ashwin has tried.
Yeah. That was offensive part.
Right.
Acha, वैसे, would you guys like to be white if given the chance? So, on the topic
Parth,
of...
have you got a question?
Way to naturally segue into it. So, on the topic of white people in India, what do you guys think about general diet? No, So, on the topic of white people in India, would you guys like to be a white person in India?
In India, no.
Yeah,
In India, no. Because you would just feel apart from the group.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's necessary in India. Because I don't think people have that kind of discrimination here. But in Europe, it does feel better. In a sense to be white there.
Yeah.
Because I had this experience of having only my passport checked while I was traveling in Europe. And because I was sitting with mine,
You don't think that had anything
they
to do
had their dog sniff us 3 or 4 times.
Are you sure it had nothing to do with the fact that you guys are wearing jackets with blinking lights on them?
I did ask them.
Yeah.
They don't know. It's only on your color of the skin.
Oh.
And because you're sitting beside
Who's just another random Joe?
another random.
Yeah.
Do you have a similar experience in Europe?
It's the
Or-
views apart.
And you think that would be avoided if you were white, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think. Did you have a similar experience in Europe while you were traveling in Europe? Something like that? Because here, I don't think here you'd face that kind of discrimination, but when you do go abroad. That really gets emphasized.
To be honest, I didn't feel that way myself when I was in Europe. But then again, I didn't travel a lot in Europe. I was just, my experience with flights was only till getting to Sweden and getting out of Sweden. That was 2 times. And while I was actually in Sweden, I mean, like, there's no such discrimination as such. Also, there are a lot of immigrants in Sweden as well, right? There are many, people from different parts of the world that work as, delivery boys or, bus drivers. I'm not being as a racist there, but, that was, my experience with them. So I think, the community has pretty much accepted them over in Sweden. There'll be still some small element of, racism
Racism.
and all
Yeah.
over there. But to a large extent, I think it's been solved, at least in the Nordic countries. That way. So, yeah.
All right.
Right, so coming back to the so tell us some of your quota stories. How have you enjoyed that? Were you a residential student there, or were you with your parents there?
No, I was a residential student. I was in a hostel. So what happened in Kota was that we had pretty much a whole building to ourselves. So there was this building, Samarnath, and classes used to happen on the first 3 floors, like first floor, second floor, third floor. Fourth floor, there was a mess, and the residential area starts.
Now, up to which floor?
Up to like the 7th or the 8th floor. At the 8th floor, there was like a study room and, a few small rooms.
And in the terrace for those who aren't getting great marks.
No, they specifically didn't make a terrace. They actually used to, have a metal gate that sealed the terrace off from the rest of the building.
We had that too.
You had that too?
I used to climb over it just to make a point. But this is stopping me from doing
This
it.
is not stopping me. If I want to die, I will.
I choose to go through this bullshit every week.
Though I walk across the valley of death, I will face no fears or something like that.
Oh, what's that from? Is that a Bible quote?
Ezekiel something. I think it was in Pulp Fiction or something. No, Pulp Fiction was Strike Down the Mind. Something like that. Whatever. But yeah. So, Coda stories. Yeah. So basically they had this gate and then it cordoned off the terrace from the rest of the building. Yeah, so I think that was the reason why. And so Kota was nice in the sense that the building was in itself completely self-sufficient. Like you didn't have to go out of the building for anything. Like if you need anything, you just tell the warden. The warden will arrange someone to go out there and get it for you. So you could spend like 2 years without ever venturing out into the open. It's like the perfect place to survive a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, right.
Right.
But of course, zombie apocalypse, you wouldn't have that warden who can go out there.
The warden would be a zombie.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think all the zombies were inside the building. We were just walking around.
Satire, ladies and gentlemen.
The Walking Dead, because we're just walking around and we all want to be dead. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, which institute were you associated with?
Alan.
Oh,
Oh wait, just blur this name out.
No, that's fine. Vaibhav in his episode did a full advertisement for Alan. He was like, "Oh, it's a great institute. They treat you like a prince, and the food is great." And I was like, "Do you have a coupon code that we can use?"
Oh, they're still giving him money. Yeah, ऐसे देखो मेरा पैसा आना बंद हो गया तो now I can say the truth. Anyway, but Ireland was actually a pretty nice place. They were a bit more disciplined because my roommate is from Resonance and he tells me Rezo stories, and Rezo was just kind of like just do whatever you want to do. In Rezo they just set the students free.
Yeah.
Just chill, just enjoy, study if you want to study, don't study if you don't want to. And Ireland was more disciplined. They had a very organized course structure. Teachers insisted we all attend the classes and all. So yeah, that was a major difference between the two institutes that I felt. So yeah, Kota stories. I don't really have much of Kota stories in the sense that most of us we usually just spend our time studying.
Oh,
commuting.
Your Alan experience sounds a lot like my Hyderabad experience. Vaibhav's experience was completely different.
Okay, what was Weber's experience? This is going to be a bit repetitive for you guys. But,
yeah, so you can go watch that video.
Yeah, okay.
It's up on the channel.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Are they being really nervous? Every time I cuss something, he's like, "Fuck this shit! 10 more minutes of editing."
Yeah. I'm not that great at smoothing out the audio anyway. So,
oh, okay.
As viewers of the Urban episode will know. Yeah.
Would you guys prefer I cuss a little less, per se?
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Just avoid the N word, I guess.
Okay.
It's not like you said the N word if the editing is fine. But, yeah. Not that you said it if it isn't fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a mystery.
Just to be clear, we are talking about the word ninny here, right?
Yes.
Yes. Ninny as in nanny, but with an I.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still spelled with an A.
With an I. We just completely mispronounced the word nanny.
Really. For the most sophisticated people that are there at home, it's actually nincompoop.
Oh.
So yeah.
Right.
We're
As in nanny.
Nanny.
But with a C.
Yeah. I think we've squeezed that joke far too. Yeah.
Nanny.
So yeah, going further.
Yeah. Vaibhav's experience was more like there's a lot of freedom. You can go to the gym. You have good food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. Mine was more like yours. You weren't allowed to leave the campus. I remember.
We were allowed to leave. I'm saying if someone didn't want to leave the campus.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we all went out for birthday parties and all. So it was a nice place in that sense. I mean, they did. Of course, they did allow us to leave and all. There were times we were coming back, after enjoying something with this, packets of food in our hands, and because it was the official building, so it would be like, "Kahan se aa rahe ho? Kya kar rahe ho? Sirf party ho? Haan, karo." So it was a nice place. We had a gym and DD tape. So, yeah, definitely.
Right. Then I guess I was the only one going through hell in those days.
Well, everyone's hell is different,
Yeah.
For some people, it can be, locked up in a building with not being allowed to go out. For some people, it can be getting good food, going to the gym, and playing TT all day. Definitions of hell can be for everyone.
So there are good gym facilities inside the building?
There were some gym facilities inside the building. To be honest, I think it was just for the parents of the children. Because at 7 a.m., all you could find in the gym were just moms. Just moms working out.
Oh, so they used to live in the area.
Yeah, actually, some of those rooms were studio apartments. in the sense that there was one room and a small kind of kitchen kind of stuff, and a separate room for the student. So it was like the mother could stay in one room, the child could stay in the other
That's
room.
very nice.
That's actually very nice. When my mother used to come, she couldn't get a studio apartment as such. So
Yeah.
sorry, what do you
No,
see?
go
This while was there some sexual innuendo that I missed?
No. Ashwin was smiling at me. I was smiling at him.
Ah,
It's the moment of sincere human appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when my mother used to arrive on on the premises, so she would just pretty much get another room that was just opposite from my own. So it was kind of like there are two rooms, and I had my privacy. She could bring me food anytime I want.
Right.
That was nice.
So was it like the doors always closed and the meal just slides on the floor? Yeah, allow bathroom breaks, just 5 minutes in a day. We have to, because that was like in my house. My mother used to allow only 5 minutes, and that with my brother, my brother and I use that 5 minutes of bathroom the whole day.
Oh, so of course, because it was a single bathroom and 5 minutes is a short time, you both bed together.
But yeah, we had to. She
Yeah.
just allowed 5 minutes of bathroom breaks.
Yo, damn.
Right.
Well, of course, bath time with the cousins is always a great thing.
You think that?
And then they ask you, why don't you use soap?
So I just rub myself really hard, it gets red.
What I wanted to say was, when my parents used to come to the premises, they used to get a lecture about how they were pampering me.
Damn.
Yeah. So completely different experience.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So we could move
Damn.
on to.
So how was your transition to the online mode? Don't think we have ever talked to a guest about that.
Yeah.
How was the experience with the online mode?
Okay, so I guess the online mode started when we were in March of our JEE preparation, March 2020.
I remember you were one of the most active people on the group.
Oh no, I think he's talking about online mode.
Online mode before JEE or
Oh
after
yeah,
JEE?
sure.
Let's start before J.
Yeah, sure. Let's start before JEE. So at that time, I didn't, I never had the motivation to attend classes as such, because I always used to get bored in between classes. It was like something like the net would flicker for like 1 second or so, and I would just completely lose all interest in the lecture. So I don't think I adapted very well to that mode of teaching.
Right.
Other than that, of course, you got to stay at home, and just like that. I have a very short attention span.
Yes.
Obviously, since something happened over here, and then I completely forgot what we were talking about.
Nothing happened. The editing is amazing.
Yeah, I believe that.
Right. Yeah.
So about online classes. So I mean, of course, you got to stay at home, and it was all right. I would have preferred the real life interaction, to be honest, because then naturally you get to sit with friends, conversations at the canteen and all. But still, it was all right. And after JEE, though, we had a WhatsApp group of sorts. So the IITB CSC and off.
During the online mode, when the lectures were going on, and when you used to unmute yourself, was there a time when your mother used to just shout out your nicknames that was really embarrassing for you, and then the professor would question you about what the nickname meant for the next an hour or so?
This
happened for me.
This is starting to sound very specific.
What happened to you? Exactly when I wanted to ask a doubt, that's when my mother would show, my cutie moisturizer. Your lunch is ready.
Yeah.
Your cutie moisturizer?
Yeah, that's my nickname.
Your cutie moisturizer?
Yeah, your cutie moisturizer, my peanut butter or something like that.
Your
Feel
peanut
free
butter
to-
and cutie moisturizer. Both of those are your nicknames.
Viewers are told that they're free to go comment this on all of Ashwin's Instagram posts. Cutie moisturizer.
It depends on the mood. When she's angry, I'm a ham. I'm fat.
Okay.
And then if she's in a really good mood, then I'm a moisturizing cream. It depends on changes.
Because what? You're easy to slap onto her face or something?
She calls me ham fat because I'm fat.
Right.
Because I was fat. Moisturizing, I don't know, because
I think she calls
likes-
you ham fat because she could just eat you up.
Yeah.
You're so cute.
Yeah,
I do want to
that's
clarify.
perfect.
So that's
I really asked my mother what it meant. Has this ever happened to you? One embarrassing moment on the?
I guess my embarrassing, as in my Shweta movement, was there was one time in class where I forgot to mute and I was walking around the house in these slippers. So the slippers are pretty much just banging on the floor.
Slipper, was it? Did it have music in it? Every time you took a step, it was music.
Oh, I wish. That would have been nice. But no, the slippers were just banging on the floor. So for some random reason, I say, like hundreds of people were listening to me walk in my room. So I guess that's the extent. I haven't had too many, forgot to mute the mic moments. What about you guys?
Yeah, me neither. I've been very careful. I used to be so paranoid. I used to think someone else could turn my video on. So even when I used to take a nap during class, I used to wake up every 5 minutes just to make sure my video was on.
Yeah. I remember the first day in class when the professor asked us to make our introductions. I fell asleep because again short attention span, and I was very scared at that point because then I was like, fuck, no one is gonna know me in CSE now. Everyone is gonna be like, who is this guy? But yeah.
But it turned out fine.
No, it turned out fine. Decent amount of people know me.
Yeah.
What about
And
you?
after this podcast, who knows how many people will know you?
Oh, nice.
Or who knows how many
But
people will know the podcast?
Far less people will now know.
Well, I've already tried being famous. Let's now try being infamous.
People just go, I don't know this guy, Parth. This is crackhead who joined this podcast with these other two crackheads.
Yeah. Oh, we should try crack on this podcast sometime.
What?
But we just changed our title.
Oh, crack with a K?
Oh yeah, weekly crack.
Crack with a K. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying, you said that you would have preferred the offline mode to the online mode.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's the general opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But for myself at least, I think that I'm glad that it happened the way it happened.
Okay.
Because in the 2 years that I had, almost 2 years, I had the online mode. I got to grow as a person separate from the crowd. When you come to college, it's just if he believes in that, because people don't have strong opinions when they've just graduated.
Right.
So they come to college and they form opinions together, and it's easy to lose yourself in the whole thing.
In the whole process.
Yeah. So I had these 2 years where I used to just go through YouTube, discover left-wing media, right-wing media. Oh, I see. So this is where I like to stand.
Right.
And
Okay.
go through other issues as well. Not they don't come to mind right now, but and socialization and stuff. I didn't really know how to talk to people. There's a phone call of me with a certain friend of mine from Narayana. I called him for advice on studies or something.
Right.
And I've heard the recording. I listened to the recording after this whole thing was over, and I sound like a completely different person. I sound like the kind of guy I would hate right now. He has just zero personality. He's just going through life like, so how many hours was it you said you studied physics for? Yeah. So I got these 2 years to grow. British comedy played a huge role. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen Blackadder?
Blackadder, I've heard of it. Is it the one with Rowan Atkinson?
Yeah, it's the one with Rowan Atkinson. Some medieval something.
Oh,
Some
right.
Medieval history.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
So I think that was helpful for me. And then you come to college and then you learn how to grow with the crowd as well, while retaining your own individuality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you actually made pretty good use of the alone time that we all got. And
I mean, of course, I'm not going to talk about the hours I spent on playing, blitz chess. Yeah.
But blitz chess is nice, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's
you play
addictive.
chess?
Yeah, I used to in those days.
I see.
Yeah.
I thought blitz chess was an innuendo for a euphemism for something.
Oh,
else.
no.
I was like, blitz chess.
Yeah. And the hours spent.
Under 3 minutes always. Sorry.
Blitz chess, what is that? So you put a chess in
Oh,
a
wait.
blitz.
What?
What does blitz chess mean?
It's just a chess with a very short time limit,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So.
I think both the players have like 30 seconds on the clock and it just increases by 5 seconds.
Yeah. After a point, you're just trying to avoid checkmate and just
Yeah,
trying to fool
exactly.
the other guy or surprise him.
Right.
I don't know why I moved my pawn.
Do you know
Do you know why I made got the queen killed? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just trying reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology, king sacrifice.
I thought you were gonna go for an emphasis joke. Do you know why I moved my pawn? Do you know why I moved my pawn? Do you? No. Why? Yeah. Think I've spent enough time in the get to know you round.
Do you know why? Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So we'll move on to the small talk round, weekly news and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you believe how the weather's like?
Yes.
This is my small talk. This is like tiny talk.
Yeah.
He's not even asking what do you think about the weather. He's like, can you believe what the weather is like? Yeah, I mean.
The acid rain that we've
They only
read.
allow you to answer yes or no to all these questions. They'll be asking all the questions.
Okay, so I just have to answer yes or no.
Yeah, that was a joke. Yeah.
There should be a separate round. We should do this with someone else. But, yeah.
Just yes or no answers.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Can you believe how the weather is like? It's more believable than CNN at this point. So.
That's nice. We were really looking forward to this episode because of all your burns on all these, media outlets and all these Western references that you
Yeah.
don't get with other people.
Hey, why do you not like CNN?
Yeah, it was just something random. I just paid
Right.
random
Because I thought Fox News was the one who were deliberately going around telling around lies, but CNN was the actual factually correct news.
Oh.
Okay, I see we have a CNN fan in the house then.
This is what I got from all the talk shows and everything.
I thought you were going to say this is what I got from all the talk shows I saw on CNN.
Exactly. they go around like we are the most trusted media. Don't believe the Fox News people. And the Fox News people are like, don't believe Fox News.
In a subtle shift of marketing strategies, Fox News has decided to defame itself. Yeah.
It sounds like it's a Discovery and History TV 18 because Discovery takes itself seriously. History TV 18 is always like, fuck this shit. The pyramids were created by aliens and then Elvis Presley came from the future back to the past. There was this one guy with a phone in his hand in the 1930s.
Oh yeah, all that stuff.
So
Speaking of current affairs and current surroundings, I noticed that you have 2 skateboards in your room pass. This is a very natural segue.
Oh, nice. You seem to have made good use of the break over there, observing the room.
Yeah. What break? Again, what break?
Yeah, of course, the editing is spot on. The editing is fantastic. But yeah, so basically what happened was when we came to campus, we had this plan that each of us would get a skateboard and then we would just like skate to class. We would be this, gang of skateboarders, skater boys.
Oh, right.
Right. That sounds cool.
Yeah, the problem is it only sounds cool.
Right.
We're never able to implement it.
Why not? Is it too hard to pick up
Because
skating?
it's the upslope. That's why every time you go up.
Oh,
you go
yeah.
three
But
times.
No, actually, the skateboard doesn't run that smoothly on the normal road, so you have to go
tar
on
road,
pavement.
right.
And every time you have to switch from the pavement, you need to be decently skilled enough at the skateboard so that you can, just jump off and
not lose a hand.
Get off the skateboard and get up
Ah.
Without
So-
losing a hand.
without losing a hand or a foot. But yeah, exactly. So.
Or your best friend's respect for you.
So yeah, basically none of us could learn, that much in that short amount of time.
Right.
So yeah, so we basically canceled that plan. We just maybe just learn how to skateboard so that if something happens, where we can just wow the gang with our skateboard skills. If we ever get caught by a gang or something.
Right. Or it could be one of those 3 idiot moments where the ambulance isn't working and someone needs to have a child and you're just taking them on your skateboard.
On a skateboard.
Yeah.
The pregnant woman is just standing. Oh shit, my water just broke. Yeah, I'm seeing it behind me right now.
So who do those belong to? Are they both yours?
Oh yeah, so the old one, we just found an H3,
Just lying around there.
Yeah, it was just
That
lying
was
around
probably
there.
mine.
Of course, do you want it back?
That's okay. I just carry the skateboard while walking, just carry it with myself and then go there and then announce to the class that I skateboarded here.
Nice. So yeah, the old one, and I got the new one because I was interested in skateboarding, and then I still skateboard at times, but I'm just just average, not too good.
Oh, right. I had my skateboarding phase last summer when I was in Delhi.
Oh.
And because the reason I had it is because you have those two connecting metro lines and they have that bridge between them. And it's really a pain to cross. So I used to think if I had a skateboard right now, because there is a bit of a slope there.
Right.
Yeah. But then again, it's unrealistic because of the crowd that's there, and you can't use the board anywhere else.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I think that the population thing is a problem in most things related to India.
It's almost as if we're like the second most populous country in the world.
Haven't we become the first at this point?
Yeah, I heard that somewhere, but
Yeah. But that's just all CNN propaganda.
yeah.
But yeah.
Current news, what's happening?
So Rahul Gandhi finished his whole yatra
right.
from Kanyakumari to Kashmir.
yeah.
Do you feel that has made an impact, or you just earned points on his Strava account? What do you think that was for?
Strava is an app that Ashwin has been promoting endlessly from the last 1 month.
They are our title sponsors. They may be our title sponsors.
Sorry. I don't know about you guys, but I've been intensely following Rahul Gandhi's journey. I've been watching his beard grow. Yeah.
Why couldn't he shave? Did he have to walk continuously or something?
He wants to show the people that he was traveling that much time.
You could still shave. You could still take out.
I think he's just taking after our president and just having a beard, hoping people will take him more seriously then.
Our president is a woman. What do you mean she has a beard?
No, sorry, Prime Minister. Oh my God! Cut this moment. This is going to be my Alia Bhatt moment.
What do you mean Alia Bhatt moment?
Alia Bhatt, I forgot who the president is.
Oh.
President Prithviraj Chauhan. The president is a woman.
Right.
Now, please cut this.
This is gonna stay there. You don't have a control over it. Yeah.
Oh my God! I can just imagine all the comments right now. Oh my God.
Right.
But nice.
So are you comfortable discussing politics? Or,
Yeah, of course.
So what do you think of Rahul Gandhi? Has he made a really good impact?
With his yatra over?
Yeah, or just general gestures like these yatras.
Yeah.
So we were discussing skateboarding, politics, Rahul Gandhi.
Rahul. Oh, nice. Nice segue of him. Skateboarding, politics, and Rahul
Gandhi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was Rahul Gandhi really using a skateboard for his yatra? Or
What do you think about that?
Walking, as he has so
Been
often
implied.
told in the television?
Well, to be honest, I haven't seen his feet as such in the media. Media is suspiciously avoiding his feet.
Yeah. Is that a skateboard or is that a small car?
It could be.
Parth is disappointed by the absence of Rahul Gandhi's feet in media coverage.
We need more of Rahul Gandhi's feet in the media. I mean, let's all be very honest here. His head isn't doing anyone any favors.
Satire again. I should look up what that means. I was thinking the other day, I don't really know what satire means. I just know I just have a vague sense of how it's used. And I'm like, I'm not a literary student. I don't need to know this. I'm a computer science student. I can use it whatever I want.
Exactly. I mean, what is the difference between satire, sarcasm, irony, and all that, all of those stuff? Just use the terms interchangeably.
Yeah.
No one's going to know what. No one's going to wonder what you're doing. Just go drop it somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Satire.
No one is going to question you and be like, no, actually, this is irony. No one wants to be that
I
guy.
do like to be that kind of guy. When someone screws that up, I'm like, that isn't irony. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that is rude.
Satire.
When you see this guy, it's really easy to convince people of what you're telling, because one time I mispronounced metaphor as metamorphosis, and I just spent 5 minutes.
Metaphor as metamorphosis.
I just took 5 minutes to convince him that that's the actual pronunciation. That guy believed me.
I think that's illiteracy. That's not mispronunciation.
Metaphor, metamorphosis.
A slip of the tongue.
Sorry?
If you'd put it that way.
A slip of tongue.
Just a slip of tongue. Only that one time.
Right.
Metaphor. Well, there are a couple of syllables hidden between the A and the P in metaphor.
The cis is silent.
Cis is silent.
really avoiding the joke that can be made there, but
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I was thinking about all Indians are my brothers and sisters joke. I didn't, I didn't get the punchline soon enough. Sad.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you let them go.
You're really avoiding Rahul Gandhi.
Really avoiding?
Rahul Gandhi.
Oh,
For some reason.
Isn't everyone avoiding Rahul Gandhi in some way or another?
No, we can come back to Rahul Gandhi. We are taking a padyatra of our own, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, to be honest, I mean, I was just aware that he's doing a padyatra. I'm not really aware of why he's doing a padyatra.
Exactly.
I mean, it just seems kind of random. I mean, it's just like elections aren't coming for a few years. Like, what am I going to do? Just do this padyatra? I'm sorry. Wait, election is this year, right?
Is it?
Next year.
24. 24. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Nice, but again, I'm not really sure what he's trying to do. So.
I guess he's appealing to those masses that use this as an argument while casting their vote. So, like,
Maybe.
Rahul Gandhi ko kyun vote kare? He did a padyatra. Good
Yeah,
point.
but yeah. But no, I can also see the point. I guess it's more about connecting with the root, with the people of the nation and such. Just visit everyone.
Surprised no one took the liberty to go shoot him. I'm saying that in an Irish accent because that's something Frankie Boyle would say.
Yeah. Wait, Franklin Boyle.
Frankie Boyle.
Frankie.
He's
I didn't get the reference.
he's a comedian who appears on British panel shows. He's Scottish actually. It's not like there's a difference between Scottish
and Irish. Yeah. Scottish whiskey, Irish whiskey, it's whiskey all the same.
But yeah.
Drunkards, bunch of I thought you were gonna make a John Wilkes Booth joke or something about that, about shooting Rahul Gandhi in the head. I was like, yeah.
Or a God say joke.
Or a God say joke, yeah.
We're going there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, God say joke would have been much better because Gandhi.
Fuck yeah, we missed that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Any other current affairs that we're aware of? I hope we've satisfied your need to talk about Rahul Gandhi.
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
You satisfied with Rahul Gandhi? You feel satisfied? I should.
Yeah. Let's talk about Pathan.
Pathan's out.
Yeah.
Did you watch
Are
Pathan?
you gonna watch it?
I haven't watched Pathan, but I've heard polarizing reviews about Pathan. Polarizing reviews. Like everyone on the internet is like, my God, Shah Rukh Khan is a great actor, is a masterpiece, and everyone here in campus is like, just don't go watch Pathan. just don't. It's a complete waste.
I heard it's just a
Action
patchwork of randomly shot scenes.
It's a patchwork of randomly shot scenes.
Yeah.
Kind of like this podcast.
Stitched together.
Sorry. Yeah.
Stitched together just shots shot in various locations, and they just stitched it up to make it a big movie.
To make it a movie of sorts. Yeah, it could be possible. It's like when those film students they just make some random films and then the core set tries to combine all those films together into one big movie.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
This is an overarching story. We planned this the whole time. Yeah. So what about you guys? Have you seen Pathan?
He really wanted to go, but then we were tired.
I think we should go sometime.
Yeah, sure. Today.
Yeah. Today works for me. I'm sorry, this won't be part of the podcast, but anyway, we're gonna have fun conversations over there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
We can't record that because piracy laws, but yeah.
Is piracy laws? Is
Audio?
that
Just on. Is that your question?
Is just it on audio and maybe if we are just talking in between, it would be like we're commenting on the movie. So then that comes under.
Yeah.
That's a good I think that comes under fair use of some.
Yeah. Criticism or something. That's the title.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just giving me ideas for season 3 of the podcast, where every episode is us going to watch a movie and. Yeah. I should mention this right now. Seems like a good time to mention this. I've always been into this whole creative video thing. Just have a YouTube channel, do something on it.
Right.
But I never had the motivation to do it.
Okay.
And when I was in Delhi last summer, I went with my cousin to watch Bhool Bhulaiya 2. And I was so utterly annoyed that I started considering making a YouTube channel, and the only video I would have there is of me just destroying this movie, which at every scene I thought, what is this? Why couldn't they put a little more effort into the storyline, into the acting, into the dialogue writing? So,
Bhool Bhulaiya 2.
have you seen it?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Don't.
it.
You're
But again,
saving yourself. Yeah.
I've downloaded the movie. I was thinking of watching it when I was, going to Sweden. The flight, like during the flight. But then, I just fell asleep.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I fell
I'm
asleep.
going to tell you of this useful thing called Shift Delete,
Sure.
which is permanently delete a file that's been downloaded. Yeah.
Permanently deleted. I wish there was something like that for your mind to shift delete.
Stuff. Yeah. Blocking people out in real life. That too.
Have you guys seen Black Mirror?
Oh yeah, I've seen a few episodes. I've heard of it.
Just blocking someone out in real life, that reminded me of that one episode.
Oh, there was an episode. Like
Yeah, there was an
Oh
episode.
yeah, where they can just rewind
Blur,
everything.
right.
No, that's a different episode.
So that's a different one.
I think he's talking about the one where there's infidelity and
Yeah.
They rewind everything.
and they have a pig that the man is infidel with.
Yes.
All good stuff.
They really turned that concept over on his head. This time, the woman is cheating. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, where were we? Rahul Gandhi's Padhyatra and Pathan. Yeah.
Pathan, we spoke about Pathan.
Yeah, we saw that.
The upcoming elections here in ID Bombay.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
IT Bombay
yes,
elections.
the
Let's touch
IT
on some of
Bombay
them.
elections.
I'm invested in one of the
Candidates?
candidates going for GSTA position.
GSTA? I would have
Yeah.
thought GSTA, but alright.
So, did you have an opinion about the last annual year of the technical affairs? How well it was?
By Aniket, just blow this out.
By the technical council.
By the technical ones, I mean, I wasn't really involved in any tech teams, unlike our previous guest over here, and so yeah, I don't really have a lot of idea about what's going on in the tech teams, but they seem to be doing a pretty decent job. I mean, I guess MRT just went and in a competition in Bangalore, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so.
Where they screwed up.
Where they screwed up,
massively.
okay, I was trying to avoid that. Where they got an honorable mention. Let me just add that.
Yeah.
Where they got an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
So-
parts just implied that DevCom isn't a real tech team. So.
Is it? I mean, our positions weren't even considered PORs, to be honest. So,
Oh,
is it?
right.
Is it, Ashwin?
No, I don't
Is
think
it?
so.
Is it?
I don't think
Is it?
Yeah. Did you guys hear about the massive, scandal with their interviews for Project Lead? You must have heard of it. We've spoken about
in
it multiple
DevCom? In
times.
DevCom?
Yeah.
What happened?
So they had interviews for Project Lead,
Uh-huh.
and one by one, it's like every candidate just showed up with nihilism and zero motivation. So I showed up there, and they were like, "Why do you want to do this? What do you think the job entails?" And I told them what I thought the job entails. And they said, "Oh, yeah, you can do that, but the job is more than that. The job also involves you going to check servers at 3 a.m." I said, "Oh, I see. Then I'm out." I guess the interview ends here. And then this other guy who shall remain nameless, he came in and they said, "So, no. So why are you doing this?" And he said, "Look, I actually just got selected for being a Mood Indigo coordinator, so this interview has zero value for me." And he just proceeded to walk out. So they were short on candidates.
And the next candidate after him really wanted to be project lead, and they just grilled him.
I think-
They vented their frustration. Every time it's like, yes, I really like this. You really like this? No, I didn't really mean that. You didn't really mean it. Whatever he said was like emphasis on the random words.
Yeah. So that's a sad state of affairs when that happens.
Damn.
Yeah.
DevCom.
But it was fun. I got to learn a lot.
Want
While
to be
we're talking
tech
about
teams.
DevCon. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Ashwin is a part of DevCom, right? I should
I
really.
don't really want to discuss that.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah. It's okay. It's. I just want to say while we're mentioning DevCom, I thought I learned a lot at DevCom, and I'm grateful to those guys for that.
Yeah, that's nice. I didn't do much at DevCom. I was just like kind of there for the ride. You know that one guy that's always just there, just looking. Have you seen How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
I'm like Carl the bartender. No, I guess like Carl the bartender. He's there in the scenes, but he might as well
Spitting in
not
all
be.
the drinks, that's it.
Ah.
It's poisoning.
That's
it.
another thing.
Perfect.
That's another thing you had common with Carl the bartender.
That's another thing I had in common with Carl the bartender.
Yeah. And Ashwin was what, like Robin Yeah. You have seen How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, Robin. In what sense? I've slept with 2 other people in Devacom.
Well.
3.
Nice. Well, for our viewers at home, let me remind you that to fully understand this podcast, you have to go to 240 episodes of How I Met Your Mother. So just
It's a good investment.
it's a good investment because after that, you get to watch this.
And then if you really feel like killing yourself, you can go watch How I Met Your Father. The second season is about to drop.
Yeah. Oh, should we just drop in some Modern Family references just to make it more interesting for the viewer?
Sure.
I haven't seen Modern
I'm
Family.
illiterate in that too. Why did you bring it up? Yeah. I think it's time we'll move on to the what are you saying round.
What am I saying?
Yeah. What are you saying? What are you saying? Yeah.
What?
Are you saying? Yeah.
What are you saying?
Nice.
Question mark?
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing that now.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. So there's a lot of stuff we can talk about. I guess we'll start off with relationships.
Sure. Yeah. That's
What
nice.
about you guys? Have you guys been in a relationship? Maybe thinking of being in one?
Ashwin, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh. I.
Yes, you, Ashwin, you, and only you, no one else but you.
I'm afraid I foresee your mom joke coming. I'm actually in a very committed relationship with your mother. You thought we were discussing the show How I Met Your Mother.
I'm not going to drop another mango reference here. You get that hard, after digging through all that fruit flesh, you get that hard seed.
Yeah.
And you want to have something out of it. And you plant it and you water that every day. Just go in the hot sun or when it was raining, just water it every other
Why are you watering it when it's raining?
I'm just telling you how much passion you're showing that. How much effort you're putting into that. If it's snowing and anything, you go there and you water that seed, but it still fucking doesn't grow. And when it grows into a tree, it doesn't have mangoes, but it has fucking pomegranates coming out. And you question all that effort that you put into it. That's exactly what is happening to me.
Right.
So yeah,
So, wait a second, are you the mango, are you the seed, are you the... What are you?
He's the
Are you the rain?
I am the snow.
You are the snow isn't in the story. Where is the snow in the story?
It was in all seriousness, I think he's the gardener is what he was trying to.
Yeah,
I don't think I can ever eat a mango again without having an existential crisis about the state my life is in. But,
yeah, relationships, because I don't want to put a lot of effort into it, and I don't think I'll have enough time to. I don't want to just invest time. I don't see it as worthwhile right now.
Right, okay.
Because I have a lot on my plate.
and a lot of plates too, so just a lot of food in general.
And really...
Was that a fat joke on Ashwin?
No.
But yeah, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a very, very less important factor that there are no girls interested. That's another
That you are interested
far
in or
less
that are...
important factor.
Yeah, it plays like a very minuscule
very, very minuscule.
A very minuscule role.
role in this.
Yeah. That the no girls interested, that you are interested in, right? Yeah, exactly. Sure. We can go that way. We can go that way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Hardik.
Right.
Interested in me.
I was really hoping this would just bounce between the two.
We are going to
Right.
And not after that mango reference. That was gold. Come on.
Yeah, that has to be in your Wikipedia page.
Yeah,
we need
exactly.
a Wikipedia page for Ashwin.
Ashwin and mango.
Yeah, Ashwin Ramachandran.
Title 1 mangoes.
My take is a lot similar to Ashwin's. I think it's a lot of investment right now.
Okay.
And the other thing is, I don't want to. A lot of people. There was this. I want to cite Daniel Sloss here. who is my Daniel Sloss. He's a comedian. Again,
Okay, I see.
Who is my source for this entire philosophy.
Okay, I thought you were going to say he was my soul animal. Because first time I heard Daniel Sloth, and I was like, okay, soul animal.
Right. Yeah. I watched his special back in like 8th grade or something.
Okay.
And I was in a school where there were people were in relationships back in 8th grade.
Oh, all right.
Right. So, his whole special called Jigsaw was about how people in today's society have romanticized the idea of romance. I'm quoting directly from a special here.
Okay.
And we've sort of sent out a message to a lot of people that if you're not with someone, you're broken, you're alone, you're incomplete. And a lot of people get caught up in that, and they're not satisfied with that. So I'm sort of completely detached from it, and if I'm having a good time right now, I don't see any need for it. And there was this other thing I came up with in December, which was like, there are things I want, there are things I would like. And things I want are like having a certification in a French exam. I'm going to actively work towards it.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure I get it. Things I would like is like, sure, being in a relationship. I'm not actively working towards it. I'm not going to stand in the way of it happening.
I see.
But then there's the whole, the kind of people I like to spend time with being available near me for a relationship, stuff like that.
Right.
Not to diss on anyone, not to diss on the opportunities here, but yeah.
But yes, I think compatibility is also very important.
Yeah, compatibility,
exactly. Because I don't think that there would be a lot of girls who would be I say compatible, with with each of us.
Right.
There's a very small spectrum of people that you can actually vibe with.
Yeah.
In that sense. So yeah, that's something I agree with myself. Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, I got out of a relationship recently.
Right.
Tell us all about that.
As much as you're comfortable.
Very, very great detail.
As much as you're comfortable in telling, because the editing work is already far too much.
I'm just gonna put in a few more cuss words.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm just feeling sadistic. So don't worry, I'll go into it in more detail than the mango story. So yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so basically, there was this girl.
Who shall remain nameless.
Who shall remain nameless? Yes, I asked her out, and that time where you guys have already. Sorry.
Quick interruption.
Yeah, of course.
Before we segue into this, I have a great joke that I've been saving for like 2 years.
Please.
On the topic of relationships.
Please.
Well, not 2 years, but like 6 months.
All right.
And I
Not
came
6
up.
months, like 6 days.
Actually, I just came up with.
Is there some kind of setup you need for the joke?
No. It's just whenever the discussion of relationships is going on.
So we'll just say talk normally, Ashwin, and then you can just come in and save us.
It's related to relationships. So yeah, I'm really close friends with this guy who shall remain nameless. I mean, no one knows about him. So yeah. How dare you bring my personal life into this? Yeah, and the joke is we're very close. We spend a lot of time together, and I came up with this idea that me being gay would solve half my problems, and him being gay would solve all my problems. Yeah.
Oh damn, that was a nice one.
The deep implication there is that I have only one problem, that I'm not in a relationship. Yeah, but yeah, that's a joke, and we can return to your discussion.
That was nice. So I recently got out of a relationship with someone who shall remain nameless.
Don't act.
But yes, and the part where you guys were saying that it's a lot of time and effort to maintain a relationship as such. I kind of knew that, but after I got into a relationship, I got to know that. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, I had a more of a realization that relationships are not as easy as they look from the outside. So it's not all happy-go-lucky and enjoyable. So yeah, and basically we dated for like 3 or 4 months, and then we broke up, or rather she broke up with me.
Right.
Should I go into the details of the breakup?
Part is dumped is what he was saying.
Should I go into the details of the breakup?
It's your choice. We don't want to push you for anything. Because then we look like people who are trying to sell your personal life for...
Well, you can.
Right.
Say, I have no issues with that.
Right.
If anything, I take it as a compliment that my personal life is juicy enough to be sold. People are willing to pay money for it. Yeah.
Yeah, we are not getting any money.
Oh,
fuck! We are paying viewers to listen to our podcast.
Wait a second.
That's
What?
how this is working. Yeah.
Wait a second. I'm not getting paid.
No.
Okay,
wrong
the
show
podcast
for
is
that, buddy.
over.
No, you signed
That's
a
a
fake
rival
contract.
podcast there. We will do that, but not on this podcast.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean you're paying money to?
That's a joke. It is, right?
For a moment, Arthur was like, because I don't have money, bro.
Yeah.
I'll just wait a few months for the intern anyway.
I've been spending money because of that intern non-stop. I'm just like, hey, intern lagi hai. I hate it when that happens.
Same boy.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, so coming back to relationships. Yeah, and also I think compatibility is really very important in a relationship. You know, you have to be with someone that you can talk with freely.
You don't want to try to unscrew a nail with a screwdriver.
Yeah, exactly. Unscrew a nail with a screw. Wait a second.
You can.
Isn't that what you do?
No.
You unscrew a screw with a screw.
Yeah, for a nail you have to use hammers and.
Okay. You have to put it. Oh, you said unscrew. I just.
Yeah, right. Well, what's the word for that? Remove.
Remove.
A better word.
Pull
Detach.
out.
Yeah,
Maybe,
pull out. Yeah.
Simple.
None of us have done any handy work.
Unnail.
Unnail a nail.
Unnail.
In nail.
Unnail.
Out nail.
Ingrown nail. At this point,
Where we go?
I'm not.
Clearly, none of us have done any man work.
Okay, clearly none of us have done any hammering, but we have gotten hammered though.
So getting that.
Yeah. So getting back to being hammered. Yeah. So about relationships.
Compatibility. You were.
Compatibility. Yes.
Yeah.
So so you have to be around someone that you can feel free with, and that basically you can have a conversation with. And I just felt that maybe the conversation wasn't flowing as smoothly that as I thought it would be. And
Was it anything to do with all those people knocking at your room all the fucking time?
what people knocking at my room? Editing is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I just increased your work by 10% over there. I think I'm beginning to enjoy this.
I remember I was one of the guys who interrupted him during her movie session that he had.
Oh.
And
Movie
I kept
session?
asking for an umbrella.
Oh.
And he kept gesturing me that there's someone else inside. And I peeked and I just stayed there for another 5 minutes or so.
Ooh, who was this
I want
mystery woman I want to say, but knowing Hardik it would be man. So.
No, I interrupted you.
Oh!
During your movie session.
Ah, I see. You remember me? Do you remember? Which movie session was this again?
I don't know.
Ah.
I kept
Or maybe movie session is just what he said to you.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I see that session. Okay.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, technically,
Was I the guy who was the guy for the breakup, or I hope I'm not. I was not.
Ashwin. Well,
Ashwin keeps you're closer to
Ashwin was
Ashwin
the
than you
guy.
are to me. Yeah.
Let me be clear. The breakup was because of Ashwin. No.
Okay.
That's not true. But it could be. I believe in
It could be
you.
one of the many reasons.
Yeah, it
One of the
could
6
be.
or 7 reasons.
It could be. It could be one of the
And that's a very
reasons.
precise number, Ashwin.
Wait a second, 6 or 7. That is pretty much the exact number of reasons.
Wow.
Yeah.
In her itemized latex list.
Yeah, actually.
That weird looking
Not a
guy
latex
who came testing for the umbrella.
Yes.
They kept staring at me.
I don't like the way he stared at me. Yeah. I was gonna say about compatibility and flow of conversation. It is a bit like a chemical reaction, isn't it? There's some activation energy required before it can actually proceed.
Right.
Without any,
But sometimes I just felt that maybe some reactions are not meant to happen, and it's no one's fault in such cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not saying it was her fault. I'm not saying it was my fault. It's just sometimes just things don't work out.
Yeah.
In that sense. So also, what I think that it's also necessary to be to know the person before you get into a relationship with them.
Like having been friends with them for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Like having been friends with them for a while. You always get these conflicting opinions, like never date friends, or if you're gonna date someone, it has to be someone quote unquote new. So I mean, I don't think I really agree with that. Like, what's your take on this? I always think that being friends is better.
I think I go be friends. If you're close enough, consider dating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about
you?
I don't really have a good experience. My knowledge graph is
Yeah, neither do
How I
I.
Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
From that, I'd say don't date your don't date your.
Yeah, what was How I Met Your
Just
Mother?
date every
Don't
woman
date
you
and
can
then
see.
Date, and then don't date and then date.
How I Met Your Mother's message on this is, I guess, either marry the first person you meet in college, or be a slut, for lack of a better word, and sleep with the two best friends in the group. Yeah.
Nice. But that's only for women, right? What about the men? Either
Wait.
marry your high school sweetheart in college,
Yeah.
or sleep with every
woman,
person
and then
you
knock
fucking-
someone up and marry them. Which is how.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then show up in a season 2 of the show with a new backstory altogether.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that happened to How I Met Your Father?
Yeah, he's showing up to
What?
save the show or something.
Oh,
To save the show?
damn.
Ooh.
To save the show, yeah.
Yeah.
How I Met Your
Right.
Father is just
Ah.
terrible. Just
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
So we are talking Barney Simpson.
Yeah, Barney.
Yeah, Barney Simpson. And of course, drink a lot of alcohol.
Right.
So at least I've got that down.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, Ashwin, your take on compatibility? Oh, I think you.
Yes,
You have
it should
another
be-
mango analogy there?
No,
Mango, another mango.
Mango.
So kids,
That's
when
a
two
select
mangoes
banana.
love each other very much,
but they just can't
but
fucking
they
same
just can't.
be in the
Go
same
back together.
box together. Yeah.
You see how you have 2 packets of yogurt,
Okay.
and you mix them, and once you mix them up, you can't really, separate them or differentiate them. If it was from this packet or the other packet, I think partnership should be something like that.
Wow, that's actually very.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Because-
Just give me another food item. I'll make another. Come on.
I want you to do.
Pizza.
Yeah,
Pizza.
pizza, and on the topic of I don't know.
Friendship?
Yeah, sure, pizza and the topic of friendship.
Oh, it's like pizza. You smash them together and you get a quesadilla.
Ah.
Mm.
Parts. Why don't you
I think
stay
I
in
want-
your
Yeah,
area of Parts? Why don't you
It's
stay
our
in an area
podcast,
and
buddy.
leave,
It's our podcast, buddy.
leave the
We make
food?
the food analogies, please.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So pizza and so yeah. Give me the context.
Divorce, pizza and divorce.
Pizza
and
divorce.
divorce.
You see when people try to experiment new things like adding pineapples to pizza, what happens? They just it just ruins the pizza for you. It's the whole topic of pizza for you.
Right.
Once
Okay.
they add a topping that you really you don't have a liking for.
Right, like
Yeah.
a strand of hair.
Exactly.
So it just ruins the idea of marriage for you.
Hmm.
And
Just like
that's
having
how-
kids
that's
ruins the idea of
exactly
marriage.
A topping, just like a divorce
Oh.
or a wrong compatible girlfriend,
Ah.
ruins the whole topic of a partnership for you.
Oh.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm pausing for applause.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're about to give it to you. So.
Yeah.
Okay, give me now.
No, I think we're done with that segment. But we were talking about the yogurt thing. I was saying that's exactly what it's like with me and Swam. No homo. But when we're with each other, it's like the other person is just an extension of the other one. I mean, there are areas where we disagree on various issues, but
Right.
the way the conversation is going is just as if we're talking to the other guy.
Oh, that's nice. So it's like you're talking to yourself.
Yeah, a lot like that, but you have a different perspective on things.
You have a different perspective.
Yeah.
On things. Okay, I see. So basically, the conversation flows smoothly, and you're getting to see things from a different perspective as well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Now, I mean that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And I think there should be effort from both the sides.
Efforts from both sides.
Yeah,
Like
Yes.
you should
You
have
shouldn't-
some kind of common interest.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just
I
them
agree.
asking you questions and you giving them answers without you really generating some other questions to go into greater detail into what they're talking
Right.
about.
I don't think I would
Because
agree with the
it's
common interest part. I guess you can develop interest as you go along. It's more like just the other person.
Yeah, but if there's effort from both sides,
Huh.
then that should.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good if you have interest from before, but even if you don't, it's more like you can just grow together and explore. I mean, as long as both the people are willing, like someone is willing to teach them stuff, they're willing to learn.
Right.
So I guess that works.
In your experience, would you like to
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go on.
expand something on this, on your experience?
Okay, on my experiences. All right, yeah. So, should I just take up specific example, or should I just keep it a bit vague? I'm not exactly sure.
Up to you.
Okay.
Oh, all right. So basically, we didn't really have a lot of stuff in common, in the sense that she was into music, so I did play the guitar, but I didn't listen to her also to a lot of songs back then. So she was into drawing and sketching, and I'm not good at those things. So,
Right.
yeah, but anyway, it was more like that. I would enjoy doing those things with her. So it doesn't really matter to me whether I really enjoy music or not. I like listening to music with her.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So as long as you can enjoy stuff while doing it with someone else.
As long as your interests aren't completely opposite. it's-
Exactly. As long as you don't hate the stuff. I guess I'm just going to lower the bar even.
Her favorite pastime was going to Nazi rallies, and that's why we broke. Yeah.
She loved going to Nazi rallies. I loved not getting kills.
Yeah. I was about growing together. I also thought about this in Daniel Sloss's stand-up. I think his story was a bit like you try to get yourself together. Like you first discover yourself as a person, learn to like yourself, learn to like 100% of yourself. That's what he said.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you could go out and expect someone to love
Like
at
you
least as
back.
much as that. And I think one of his other key selling points was that say you love only 10% of yourself, and someone comes along and they're like, oh, I can like 20% of you. Then you'll be like, oh, that's great. Meanwhile, that's even less than half. So
Oh,
Right.
I
So
see.
So you should first discover yourself before
Yeah.
you really commit.
be completely comfortable with who you are as a person,
Mhm.
and then go out for something like this.
Right.
So there's this take, and then the other take is, it's okay. You might not be a perfect person. No one's perfect. You might not have completely accepted yourself,
Yeah.
and the other person may not have completely accepted themselves. But you grow together. You
Right.
figure yourself out together. So that's the other one. But between, I think the problem is we're in the between phase where we're not exactly, we're not complete. Our slate isn't completely blank as to who we are, and we haven't completely discovered ourselves either.
Yeah.
And in between, it's hard to find someone who's compatible and growing in the same direction that we are.
Yes. Especially in our 20s, 30s, when especially in our 20s when we are doing most of the growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually does feel very tough, to be honest. Yeah, because life is going to take us on very different paths in the
Yeah.
future. Yeah.
Well, I'll talk about my experience as well.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I've been so far on 1.75 dates.
That's
And
1.75 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's one complete date, another 3/4 of a date.
Because she, locked
That's
herself with the bat.
a really cool big story.
right.
Oh, okay.
She
I'm
killed
just-
herself in the middle of the date.
I was thinking it was going to be a joke about her vanishing or something.
Yeah, exactly. She went to the bathroom. She never came back. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just she kept the bill for me to pay. She
Ah.
just escaped with the
Through the window.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, and the whole conversation was like, she asked me a question, do you like cats? I was like, yeah. And I would ask her, do you like mangoes? And I was like, "Oh."
Well,
She'd
that's a
again
deal
go-
breaker right there.
She'd go again like, do you like J.K. Rowling? Yeah. Do you like dark matter? The whole conversation was like this. So
Well,
Do you
you
like
have some
boring
dark
dates?
matter. I would love. I mean,
Do you like boring dates? Yeah.
3/4 of it. Just 3/4.
Right.
Yeah, so exactly. So if you don't really have an opinion on anything,
huh.
that's what a date really goes down.
Right. And actually, while we're on the topic of opinions, there was this very interesting Insta reel that actually Aaron showed me. It was about finding yourself interesting. Like, it's not necessary for you to be compatible. It was not necessary for you to have common interests. Just to be, just be interesting. You have to find yourself interesting. As
What do you mean by
as,
that?
Yeah, exactly. So how do you find yourself interesting?
Yeah.
So there are a lot of ways that one can find. You can have a wide variety of knowledge on lots of stuff. You can be concentrated one specific domain of knowledge. You can just be like I like. You can just go out and explore. You can have opinions on things. So
You could have a podcast that you do with a friend.
you could have a podcast like that. This is a very nice way to be interesting. You can go out, talk to people. You can read more stuff. There are millions of ways to be interesting, because being interesting again is different for each and every person. No?
Always be a mystery to people. Don't always reveal your entirety to anyone.
Yeah.
No one should know your true self or everything about you.
Yeah.
It should always be more layers to the onion.
Right.
To the audience,
More layers that you scrub off every day.
Yeah.
Because you don't believe it's soap.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing about this is that you don't have to, not everyone has to find you interesting. It's just you that has to find you interesting.
Right. That's another thing that people should be comfortable with. That not everyone's going to like you. There could be some people who genuinely find you boring or unlikable.
Exactly.
And that's okay.
And that's okay, of course. And to be honest, when we're discussing about this, we finally came to the conclusion that as a goal for our 20s at least, a very nice goal is to find yourself interesting. That's a pretty nice goal to have.
To not be suicidal by the end of your 30s.
Yeah, to help avoid suicide. So another plus point over there. So yeah, that was something that I found really uplifting and very.
Yeah, that's a very nice way of looking at it. Yeah.
We could have had a chat board or something where users, the people would have posted questions and we would be asking in real
That's
time.
the DevCom mind right there.
Just pay people to add questions there and then ask them. I have a question that most viewers may have or may not.
Okay.
Right.
Do you need humor to impress women? Or
do you need humor to impress women? I would say a healthy amount of humor is necessary to.
Yeah, I mean, don't be a deadbeat, but.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think, do you have more to explain?
No, please.
I was reading this guy's autobiography, Lee Mack. You know Lee Mack, yeah. You don't know Lee Mack. Another British comedian.
I see.
Yeah. And in his autobiography, he said that he was into this girl, and he was in school, and he used to be really funny. He used to be the class clown, and he
class clown is not funny. He's just a silly guy.
Okay, he was a funny class clown. He was just funny, alright.
He was just funny.
And he had a crush on this girl, and he always thought that, she'll remember me as the funny guy who cracks all those jokes.
Right.
And years later, when he met her somewhere and he asked her, so how do you remember me, or do you remember me? And she said, I just remember you as that irritating guy who'd never shut up. Yeah. So, and the point he made after that was, a lot of comedians or people who are into humor, who enjoy humor, look at humor as the sole thing that should be there. So, to stand-up comedians, it's like, or people who are into humor in general, if a woman shows up and she's like, I love my husband, but he's not got any sense of humor, it's equivalent to her saying, he's not great in bed, which is sort of widely considered the greatest insult or something.
Right, okay.
But yeah, so his point was, humor is just one aspect of someone that you can like.
Of someone's personality.
Yeah, of someone's personality. So, I hope that his perspective helps you out there.
Yeah. Not me, just
so
viewers.
basically what you're saying is that humor is not
viewer
necessary.
asked me to ask this question, so I hope this answers the previous question.
Right.
So basically humor is not necessary according to Lee Mack.
Yeah, it's not the only aspect.
It's not the only aspect, yeah. But I would say that a decent amount of humor is necessary. I mean, you do need to laugh at times.
I agree with you over there, it's necessary, but I hope there are people who don't really need it. For people who don't really have it,
I see. Yeah. I mean, this is again just personal preference. I would prefer someone with a good sense of humor.
Yeah, so would I.
And while we're on the topic of humor, what about because to be sometimes to be humorous, you have to make a few stereotypes. You have to be a bit politically incorrect at times. Where exactly do you guys draw the line? Is there a line you guys draw on this? First of all, let's come on this.
Well,
is there a line?
It's not really a line. It's more of the outline of a mango that we draw. No, okay. Me personally, I'm very sensitive about these issues. I get very touchy about jokes on minorities.
Okay.
So I personally try to avoid those.
Okay.
But I do cross the line occasionally if there's a great punchline. I only do it if I know the other person isn't going to be affected. If he's going to take it in good fun, I'm willing to go there.
All right.
But if I know that someone is really sensitive about these things, I'm like, okay, let's not screw with them.
Let's not. Yeah. Okay, I see.
What about
you?
The outline of a mango,
Scaffolders of the mango.
I tend to make sexual jokes. I'm trying to avoid that.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the only. I try to avoid all those kind of jokes. Only witty jokes Wordplay.
Wordplay.
That's what I'm
Wordplay.
focused on,
Right.
and that's what Hardik is really good at.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm
Replace
trying to develop
wordplay
that.
with foreplay, and then this conversation is going in a completely different direction. just one word, you just need to modify it a little bit in the editing, and then, you know.
Right. Actually, I think we've solved a problem for relationships here. Well, yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, so.
Yes, another question from a viewer.
Huh.
Is it necessary to have a good physical body? Track girls.
Who are these viewers who are asking these questions? Where are these viewers coming from?
It's a lot of other viewers. So I've paid to ask all these questions to me.
Yes. So is this?
Because people are often confused with what they see on television, what they show on television, or what the schools in the United States are like.
Right.
They have
Right.
a great car, but good. Good at
Okay,
sports.
I see. Basically, what schools and movies are like.
Yes.
Let's
Right.
let's be just clear. Not
Is
what
that the
schools are
actual
like.
truth? Is that just
Is that just
a
myth?
screen, a smoke screen?
Right. So again, this is just my opinion. I don't think you have to be, you don't have to be as fit as the guys that you see on television, like complete six-pack abs.
Right.
You know?
Shah Rukh Khan with his 8-pack Pathan scene.
Shah Rukh Khan, I don't know what Shah Rukh Khan is doing even at the age of 50. I mean, how is he doing this? I have no idea.
He's not. He's not. It's a clone.
But I do have an idea, but I'm not going to say it out loud. So that's what I'd rather know. But anyway, I do think that you don't really need a lot of, you need to be fit. I mean, you don't even need to be fit. I think being fit is a pretty decent bar. Like it would work for most women. As long as you're decently fit, you can run, you can climb up like 4 flights of stairs without getting, too out of breath.
Right. I do think that it's more about the idea that you send out by not being fit, that you can't take care of yourself or something.
Right.
Yeah.
That
As long as you're
that
just,
also makes sense.
Yeah, looking after yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's more important to be motivated also to stay fit. I mean, I guess people will be more. I personally would be more attracted to someone who's motivated to getting fit than someone who's like maybe already fit but not taking any efforts.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. I have a follow-up question from one of the viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you qualify Hardik Rajpal as a fit person? No, that's a joke. Please don't expand on that.
Okay, so expanding on one of the questions that I got from our viewers.
He has the editing power. So you can
Okay, I see.
But regardless, I don't want to hear that from you because it's gonna be in my head. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Before we leave, let me tell you all a little something. I was going into the Uptown Funk thing. Where he was before we leave. Yeah. Before we leave, I spotted Ayn Rand. The pronunciation of that name will forever remain a debate in my head.
Yes.
An Ayn Rand book. And have you been reading that?
That's Fountainhead. I actually got it from my Secret Santa present.
Right.
Yeah. And it was very clever how they got me to that book. They just basically asked me for random book suggestions for someone else.
Oh, and that's nice.
Right. They asked me for random book suggestions that I haven't read for someone else. I have no idea how I didn't catch that any sooner.
The guy who did it for me was very blunt. Soham just texted me at 6 p.m. in the evening. He's like, hey, what kind of books do you read? I'm like, young adult. And he's like, have you read these books? I'm like, no. He's like, great. I'm like, oh, okay.
Why was he saying something?
He wasn't. He was asking for someone else. But it was clear.
Right. But they did it very nicely. Very nice.
You know what I got for my Secret Santa? Not a book.
What did you get?
I got a one-time, what do you call that? I don't even know what they call it.
A one-time tumble?
A Saudi Arabian scarf.
What do you mean a one-time Saudi Arabian scarf?
You wouldn't wear that all day, every day, would you?
But you would also wear it one time, right?
Yeah.
I think is that a Halloween costume? Oh yeah, I can use that when I just throw it on my back, something like that. Just wear that and throw it on my back.
Ashwin, and you wonder why the TSA stopped you and Drew. Were you wearing that robe? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, have you read it?
Fountainhead. I've yet to start reading it. Again, like you said, I haven't been getting a lot of time to read lately. And I would prefer having some more time for that. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe if I cut down on other things, extracurriculars. But yeah, other than that, everything's fine.
What other thing?
Other things, as in academics and just friendships in general.
Yeah. And
Roaming around,
responding
campus,
to people who knock on my door.
bonding with people. Yeah, you can see I bonded with a lot of people.
It's really nice to see this, because I don't see a lot of people. I haven't seen it, and it didn't happen with Webber at least, and with Arpan. That people just show up, knock on your door, and they're like, "Hey, wanna go kill some time?" Yeah, three people in the span of time that we've been.
Well, to be fair, 2 of them were asking for DBIS out.
Oh, fair.
You go to Weber's room near the deadline. I'm sure it would be crowded.
Yeah,
But
He
yeah,
charges money for every other.
he charges money for a lot of things.
he
That I don't
charges
want to
money
get
for a
into.
lot
Yeah.
of things.
It's crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Great. I think we'll bring this to an end here.
Yeah, we'll.
We
Yeah.
finally figured out a way to end the podcast.
So, how do we end this again?
We're yet to figure out a way.
To end the podcast?
Yeah.
How would we just, cut